Finally. What is up, everybody? Man, it's been a long time, hasn't it? How are you doing? How you all been? I know it's been a long time since I have gotten back to you, since I've started anything on this thing. Yeah, man, a lot has been going on, and so I am here to explain everything to you. Is the camera going dark? There, maybe that's a little bit better. I'll stay where the light is hitting me. Yeah, I got a lot to explain to you guys, and I know you guys have been following my Instagram and seeing pretty much everything that's going on with the harness stuff. You hear me bitching about it and all that, and we got it. As you guys saw from just the clip just a little bit ago, I got the harness, but there's more buts. So before I get into all that, let me kind of give you a walk around, kind of show you still what's going on here. I got my upper radiator hose. I still need to get the fan shroud here, kind of put stuff together in here. I also got the oil cooler is on, but it's not routed to the oil filter. So this video, I'm gonna be putting that stuff in too. I'm gonna put the oil cooler in, show you guys how I have it routed, put the oil filter relocation on, and route everything together and show you guys that too. So it's gonna be a long video, but you guys deserve it. It's been a long time, and I'm really sorry for that. So I mean, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, I have to cut this in the middle real quick. I was gonna show you me pulling it out and then pushing it back in, but you guys get the gist. I do want to show you the paint job. Not a lot of you guys have seen the paint job up close, what it actually looks like, because it's been sitting in the damn garage for so long. So my thought with the Z was kind of an ode to my old STI. I have a soft spot for Subaru, as a lot of you guys know. And I've always wanted to paint my car, actually have like a fleet of cars that is all one color, and it's actually a factory Subaru paint color, and it's, sorry, I'm like a little bit out of breath from like pushing just that long. I mean, it's freaking hot outside, and it's just me by myself with a welded diff. Really sucks. If any of you guys have pushed a car with a welded diff, you know. Okay, anyway, I'm getting off topic. So the 2004 Subaru STI has a black on it. It only came in 2004. It's a Java Black Pearl. Let me show you guys what it looks like in the sun. You can see it's got like a gold flake in it. Looks super good. And without names being said, it didn't turn out the way that I want it. You guys know that. A lot of you guys know that anyway. I'm not here to bash, but it looks like shit. And so you can see there's like the tiger stripes here. I've already been showing people, so that's why this is kind of a way, but you can see that there's like peel. If I go down here, I can move this away. You guys can see that there's actually like the sand marks. Let me get out of the camera in the paint. But my idea is I really wanted to have the Java Black Pearl painted on this car. I wanted it painted on that car, and have my whole fleet be, you know, the Java Black Pearl. So I'm trying to figure out how to get it redone. I want to leave it this color. The black looks sick. When it's at nighttime, it looks just murdered out, and then when the sun hits it, you see that the gold flake. It's like one of the coolest, like best colors I think you could put on a car, in my personal opinion, and that's why I wanted to put it on here. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, shit happens, and so it got messed up, but I mean, we're gonna make it right. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little show of it and see it looks really good when the sun hits it. Okay, let me get this thing inside now. So now you can see I have the car is inside. I wanted to go over a couple things with you guys first before I put it on the rack, before I put it in the air, and kind of show you just me laying it out so you kind of have an idea on what's going on. First off, like I said, I have the oil cooler. It's installed on the front of the car, but I kind of just have the lines routed just some way, hoping it's going to work. What I don't have set up is my oil filter relocation. I bought this one. It's a Durale Performance remote filter kit. I got it off of, I think it was Amazon. Wasn't that expensive, like 20 bucks, whatever. Pretty simple, has an in and out. Make sure you don't mess these up. So the in is coming into the filter housing. If you look on the inside, you can see that hole is much bigger. This one's coming out. The out goes back to the engine. But I'll explain that when I go farther. Just wanted to show you, it's got your standard 3 bolt holes. Actually, that will mount to this, like this. Siki makes a really nice aluminum like mount kit that I got. It was a little expensive, I'm not gonna lie. It was like 70 or 80 bucks for this. And I know y'all are gonna say you could have made it, blah, blah, blah. Something about the machine finish and Siki I just liked. So shout out to Siki for this. This is gonna make it look really clean on the install and really good. This will mount like this, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it on the car after I get it up in the air. But I also got these. This is from Canton Racing. These are a -12 port. So most ports in the bottom of the LS pans, I noticed for the aftermarket relocation kits, are -10. Canton, for whatever reason, is a -12, so I had to get these also. These will screw into the bottom of the pan on the relocation kit and where the lines are actually going to attach to, but I'll show you after I get it. So these are a couple things that I have to install, and then the last thing from FedEx that y'all been waiting for is the harness. So this is from Tweaked. It's a really nice harness. You can see how it's laid out. So, I mean, it looks pretty standard to all the rest of your other harnesses, your wiring specialties harnesses, etc. And then this right here is the little CAN bus box. Let me see, get this out of here. So this is the CAN bus box. This is what allows all the computers to continue to talk to each other and what makes it pretty much a plug and play setup. So the reason why I waited for this, a lot of you guys in the comments hit me up and said, why don't you make your own harness? Why don't you lay it out and all that? For the ease. And I really wanted the car to stay looking pretty factory as far as it goes. I know it's far from factory, but I wanted all my gauges to work. I wanted my lights to work. I wanted my fuel pump to work, everything like that. And so they all have ECUs. And the reason why all the ECUs will talk to each other is because of this little box. So this makes it all happen. There's all the wiring laid out. You can see even the factory plug for underneath the dash. And then there's also 3 ports that will actually go in here that connect to the car also, and then it'll all connect to the engine. Laid out pretty easily, but I'll show you as I go to do that. So these are the parts we have to install. So let's get this thing on the rack, get it up in the air, and kind of go from there. So before I put anything together, I just kind of wanted to show you, I know this looks like a huge jumbled mess, but it's really not that bad. All of the stuff pretty much forward from here is all going to be out on the engine. It's going to kind of spider over and kind of go where it needs to go. There is a lot of other things like this that actually go down in the hole for the factory harness, and it looks like a lot, but you can see there's a relay, there's 2 plugs for the ECU, there's the white one that goes to the ECU under the dash, and then there's a bunch of relays here, and then there's this big red one that goes to the CAN bus box, and this one goes to the drive-by-wire pedal. And so as you can see, like, just because there's a lot of connectors, a lot of connections, it's really not that bad. That'll take like 5 minutes to put in, and then all of this stuff, I just have to run it like real clean, zip tie it, plug it in, and then have it go. So I kind of just wanted to lay it out and kind of show you what's going on. As I start putting it in, I'll also make sure that I kind of show you, but you can see it's nice. They're nice and labeled, power, ground for the battery. So yeah, looks good. Now I took the stuff out. I just got done setting this stuff up. I still need to Teflon tape this, but this is where the oil filter relocation stuff starts to come out of the pan. And I will label this and I'll leave it in the comments, or maybe I'll make like a post to where it goes. You need to know which one is in and out. It does matter. I've had friends had motors blow up because they were on the wrong side. So this is very important. Which one is the out, which one is the in? I'm pretty sure this one is the out, comes out of here, goes to the filter, does what it's gonna do through the oil cooler, and then it comes back and it will go in right here. I'll make sure that I post though the correct way of that per a post that I find, so that way you guys can use it as reference. But I put these on, and then it's gonna come around here. You can see that I have the oil cooler line. Actually, I know it's kind of jumbled around, but here's the oil cooler line. This will actually go from the out of where the plate is at. So the plate goes right here. You can see it's on the passenger side. After I put it in, you'll see, but on the block on the LS's, there's 3 bolt holes here that plate from Sticky will actually bolt to, and then the filter is gonna stick like right here. So it'll be real clean, out of the way. Nothing is gonna be able to hit it or damage it. And then I'm gonna have the line come out of the oil filter relocation, go in here, go through the filter, come out, follow into the oil cooler, and then out of the oil cooler, and it'll go back and route into the pan. So that's kind of the diagram that it's gonna show. I might make a diagram for you guys to see it. If not, after it's put together, I'll run through it again just so you guys can see. Okay, so this is the plate. Pretty easy. There's bigger bolts, 12 mil bolts that have lock washers on them. That will be going through here into the block. And then the smaller ones with the lock nut washers are gonna hold the oil filter relocator on here. So everything's already tapped for the screws. You don't have to do anything with it. And then the block obviously is already tapped as well. So I'm gonna put this in, and then I'll put the oil filter relocation part on and kind of show you guys what's going on. And now installed, you can see it's real clean, looks good. I just have to set up the plate now, put it on here. But before I do that, I am going to install these first. It'll just make it easier. I can make sure that I get the Teflon tape on and everything like that. So I'm gonna put these on first, and then I'll put this on, and then I'll take this whole thing and put it in. Okay, so I've gotten a little bit carried away, and I started running all kind of stuff, and I wanna show you what's going on. So I have these in. You can see the dash 12s are in. This line, you can see on the top, I marked an arrow coming out, and I marked the other arrow coming in. I found an LS website that shows exactly what it should be. So the left one closest to the front of the motor is the one that comes out of the engine and follows along, and it will go to the in on the filter. And then I have the top one is actually the one that's to the oil cooler. Sorry, it's really loud back there. And the oil cooler kind of goes, and you can see it wraps around right here, and then I have it traveling here, and it's gonna go to the cooler right here, and then it comes out of the cooler, we'll come back down around, kind of have it under this spot right here on the power steering so it doesn't sit and rub, and then I'm gonna kind of loop it, and it'll go back to the in. I don't know if you can see it, but the in on the engine, and that will complete the loop. So now I just need to put this together, put it on, and I can show you the final product. And nothing's on the ground, nothing's on here. So let me show you the final product. I'm really happy with this actually. You can see that I have now everything going into here how it should be, and the filter will be right there. Easy for changing, right next to, this is the drain plug. This is for the sensor on the factory LS engines. I just have a plug in it. But yeah, so one more time, be able to show you, kind of go over my own steps as well. You can see that there is the in and the out up there. So the in is the one closest to the front of the motor, and it kind of follows around here, and it goes to the bottom one here, which is the in. You can see, I don't know, if you can see that? The in goes here, goes in the filter, then it comes to the out. The out kind of goes, loops around here, and then goes here, and it'll go up into the cooler. The reason why I set it up this way is because if something happens to the engine, I don't want there to be pieces of metal, or at least try and reduce as much metal as I can going into the cooler. So I have it that way. So it'll go through the filter first if something happens, and then hopefully save the cooler some. But anyway, also when it comes out of the engine, it'll be dirty, so it'll be clean oil going into the filter, into the cooler. So it's actually better that way. But goes in, then comes up here. I kind of just have it looped, and you can see kind of comes down around here. Like I said, I have it in here so that way it can minimize how much it rubs, and then kind of comes back around and goes back into the engine. So oil cooler's done. Oil filter relocation is done. I have the filter over there on the bench. I'll put it on real quick. But yeah, we're moving right along. So next will be the harness. You can see that I have the crank sensors down here. So it's kind of nice having the lift right now, being able to lift it up, put it down here if I need to. Also, there is the starter here, and there's that gray reluctor wheel inside there that I'm gonna have to plug into. But other than that, then everything else will be on top. So yeah, let's throw the filter on real quick. And now the filter's on. You can see it doesn't take up much room. It's in a clean spot, secure. I didn't have to make any holes in the chassis. And when I go to do the oil change, you can see that it's gonna drip down right here. It won't make a mess all over the engine. So it's a really well designed little plate, and it made it real easy for me to run the oil cooler as well. So good job, Sticky. But yeah, so now it's the harness time. Okay, so I brought the car down and I was just thinking, like, this ain't trying to be like any like self-promotion stuff, but a while back when I went to the first V8 swap, I was kind of messing with like some stickers, like the Crooked Crown stuff and all that, but I wanted to create like a new thing. And I know a lot of you probably heard like the term four-banger and all that type of stuff, but we're messing with V8s. And so I kind of had the idea to put it in an 8-banger, play on words. I know you guys, for the old school guys, know a lot of it has to do with like hot rod stuff, and it's kind of like an homage to the hot rod stuff because it's like 4-banger, whatever. But we're playing with 8-bangers. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. Drop a comment. Let me know if you guys want me to make more stickers of that, if you mess with it, if it's stupid. Yeah, I kind of want to know your guys' take on it. So anyway, yeah, back to the 8-banger content. Okay, looking through the box like there's directions. Seriously though, so I laid out the harness on here. I know it looks like a big mess, but there's a good rule of thumb that I kind of like to start by. And I know, and most people who will be laying this out know that this is all gonna go inside. There's the hole for it right in there. We're gonna push everything down there. But where does all the rest of this stuff go? One of the things that I like to do is I know that if I find something that looks recognizable like this, you can see that it goes right there on the firewall. And I know that 2 of these will plug into there for the start. So one thing that's good about that is now I know that if I plug these into here and this is pushed in there, now I know how much lead I have for the harness and kind of can start the routing process. So everything up here looks like a jumbled mess. It's really not that bad. As we start to go along, we can kind of start feeding it through, finding ways to like put it on, and then I'll zip tie it and clean it up and make it look all nice and pretty. So yeah, first things first, I'm gonna kind of push that stuff down. I'm gonna connect the harness part that I do know about, and then I think I'm just gonna run this back here. I'll probably zip tie it to on here, and then it'll come out the factory hole here. I don't think I have a boot for this. I wish I had a boot for this to make it look cleaner, but then this is gonna kind of push down into here, and then I'll have the wires kind of coming up where they need to go and run them that way. So, okay, and actually before I get started, I know everything on my car is black, but so are my hands. I need to come in here and wash my hands. Good enough. Okay, epic fail because I didn't have any soap, but they're a little bit better. So, okay, so I started getting started. Let me show you guys right here. I push this through, kind of have it routed. I'll start on this. But before I start on that, there's one thing that I just realized that I didn't tell you. So when I first started the video, I told you that I have the harness and there's other butts. And so let me tell you about the other butts. So as you guys know, it took 14 weeks for Tweak to get the harness for me. I don't know if it was bad communication. I don't know if the order was placed late. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna make any assumptions. I'm not gonna place any blame. I have the harness. It's in good quality. It's good condition. I'm thankful for it. Plain and simple. Anyway, the one thing that kind of frustrated me a little bit is when I went to order it, through Hexa. Hexa is the one that ordered all of Mike's stuff, got his pedal, got his harness, got his ECU and all that type of stuff. I told them, order the exact same thing. This is a carbon copy pretty much of Mike's car. It has the LS3 in it, 350Z, nothing special, drive-by-wire, all of that stuff. But somewhere in translation or somewhere during the transaction, he didn't understand what I was talking about. I kept telling him, order all the same stuff. So long story short, I have the harness and I don't have an ECU and I don't have a pedal. So the pedal that I'm using for this is a CTSV pedal. The drive-by-wire has been wired for that. It's got a better pickup, it doesn't have any lag. There's a couple things for it that make it better to have the CTSV pedal as opposed to the 350Z. I do have the factory LS drive-by-wire throttle body. So yeah, so I don't have that stuff. Thankfully, my buddy Jamar, you guys know, you've heard me talk about it. It's Mike's long good friend, John Milley right here. You guys check him out. He's building some badass shit, and he had an LS3 ECU that he's gonna let me use. So I'm gonna have to take that ECU. I need to get the VATs taken off of it because it does have an immobilizer system. It's just a factory, I think it's an E38, E36. I'm still learning all the stuff with the ECU stuff, but it's one of those two, and it's for a factory LS3, but it has all the immobilizer stuff on it and all that. So I need to crack that and make it where my car can run it. But after I get that done, then the car will be able to start. So unfortunately, this video is not gonna have the startup. I'm sad about it. I'm sure you guys are sad about it, but that just allows me to have more content for you guys coming. I'm really in the works of getting that stuff done. I don't want there to be really any lag anymore because now it's really on me. I'm looking for the CTSV pedal. I guess according to George from Hexa, he said any CTSV pedal will work as long as it has the, I think it's a five wire. And then it's just a little plate that I'll have to put on there and it'll bolt right into the car. So I'm gonna use that ECU, I'm gonna find the pedal, I'm gonna try and find my own ECU in the process so we can get this thing started. I can start driving it, and I mean, me and Mike have a couple different road trips planned. So you guys saw last year, we went to, yeah, Shasta, we went up to Shasta, and I plan on taking this. So hopefully we run into another car meet, able to put together a car meet for the people up in Shasta. I can bring this out, you guys can check this out. I think Mike's gonna drive his because his car will be done from Works Customs. By the way, it's looking sick. I was just out at Works with him the other day, and Jesse, man, you are killing it. So one day he'll bless this, but I'm kind of scared to have him do it because it will be a masterpiece, and then I'm not gonna be able to drift it anymore, and I can't do that. That's why I'm building it. I gotta drift it. So I wanna beat the hell out of this thing. But anyway, yeah, so that's all the crap that's going on. So like I said, I'm really sorry that it's not gonna be a startup video for you, but I will have a startup video for you. We're gonna have a mobbing video. I'm gonna get Mike to get one of his 25 cars out there to drive with me. And yeah, we're gonna go beat the brakes off of them. So, ooh, speaking of brakes, I do have Brembo brakes I need to put on before I take this thing out and beat on it, because now it's got a lot more power and a lot more torque, and I need to slow down just as fast as I can speed up. So yeah, anyway, I wanted to tell you guys all that. Like I said, I'm sorry about it, but let's get this harness in, see what we can get routed, and then we'll wrap this video, and I can have another video for you pretty soon, all right? All right, and now it's time to show you what the engine looks like. It doesn't look that much different, actually. I mean, you can see a big bundle of wire coming out here, but all in all, everything hides and tucks pretty nicely. You can see all the connectors are connected. I do have to like zip tie some of this stuff up. You know how I am. I'm really anal about making stuff super clean, super tucked away. But one of the nice things that I didn't know is the LS3 from the factory, along with a lot of LS engines, have the little sub harness that goes here. I know you guys have seen like the big fat white connector. This is actually really nice because I got to take all that away and plug it into the coil packs individually and plug it into the injectors here. And then it has the other harness that does that along here. And then things plug into here. I do have a couple little like things I have to look into as far as like my mass airflow sensor. The plug is a little bit different, so I don't know if I put the wrong one in, but we're gonna get that handled. And then I have like a couple connections, and I have kind of a rat's nest back here you guys can see. I know I don't use all of the connectors in the back there. There's like some that are for like oil pressure. I know the knock sensor one is down on the passenger side over here. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think there's a cam sensor back there, crank sensors up front. So a couple things that I have to get buttoned up, but I have a little bit of time because I do have to get the pedal like I told you guys, and I do have to get the ECU taken care of. So now that you guys have seen as far as I've gotten, you guys are up to date on everything. We got the oil cooler in, we got the, let's look at that from up top now that there isn't any wiring in the way. Super clean. I love it. Anyway, so yeah, so I think that's it. I think we're gonna wrap it up because I don't really have much more that I can do on this. I can kind of like finagle some things in here and zip tie the way that I wanna do it. But as far as it goes, I need to look into where all of these go, because obviously there isn't a book for it, and kind of figure out, you know, direction and that stuff and start putting it back together. So that way when I do get the ECU, I plug it in, start it, and we're able to mob it. So anyway, that's it. I know, another one already done, already over. Thank you guys for coming back. Sorry it took so long. You guys know the struggle. You know what was going on with this. I tried keeping you up to date on everything that was happening as far as it goes with me not getting the harness and all of the stuff that's going around with the shop and getting customer cars done and all that stuff. So yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. And man, you hear that? They're out there doing fireworks already. Not the 4th of July, already playing with fireworks. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much, and I really want to thank you for like supporting me, and always like, I get so many DMs, and I know I tell you guys over and over again, but I really do appreciate it because you guys are what I look forward to, making these videos, showing you what's going on, goofing around with Mike, doing stuff like that, and you know, just being out there and able to like share our world with you guys, and you guys give us the feedback and all that stuff. And so it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Mike. And so I just wanted to thank you guys again. So I'm gonna get cracking on this because I wanna drive, I wanna make more videos, and you know, I'm gonna start going out to the track too. So Wednesday nights, when I do it, I'll post on my Instagram. If you guys wanna come out, you wanna come, I don't know, meet me, drive with me, do whatever, like, I mean, let's have some fun. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, but I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna edit this video so that way you guys get it tomorrow because the wait has been long enough, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.